So in this video, we're going to see an operating system one more question, which is from GATE 2012, and the topic is fork and child processes. Now the question reads, a process executes the code. So this is the code that the process executes. It is nothing but 3 fork system calls back to back. And we are supposed to find the total number of child processes created is. So we're going to find the total number of child processes that this piece of code creates. So let's try to draw a diagram here. This is my parent. Let's assume this is my parent P, and parent P has this piece of code which is 3 statements: fork, fork, and fork. And currently my line of execution is the first fork statement. So what happens is, after the first statement is executed, parent remains as it is, and it creates a new child C1. Okay, and this piece of code, this piece of code gets copied to the child as well and gets copied to the parent as well. So let me just rewrite it. So here we have fork, that line remaining, fork, fork, fork. Code is shared among both the parent and the child process. So new child also gets the same code section from the parent. So it also has fork, fork, fork. However, there's one important difference, and the difference is the line of execution. Now in this second step, okay, the line of execution will be here at the second statement for both P and C1, child 1. So now we are at the second line of fork, and once again the fork statement will happen. So let's see what happens when we execute this fork statement. We have so P, that is parent, will remain as it is here, and it will give a new child which will be a C2. Okay, and C1 will also remain as it is. C1 will remain as it is, and C1 will create a new child which will be C3. Okay, and once again, if you note, they will have, all of them will have the same line of code. Okay, fork, fork, and fork. However, the execution will be now the third fork statement. Okay, so in this iteration, in this second level of the tree, we will be at the third line of fork. Let me zoom in here. So I'm going to skip writing all 3 fork statements for each of them. I'm just going to be a bit lazy, and then okay, so we have first fork, we have second fork, and then we have the third fork which C2 will execute. Same goes for C1. C1 will also have first fork, second fork, and it will be at the third fork statement. And same goes for C3. It will have the first fork, second fork, and it will be executing the third line of fork. Let me mark that. So this will be the execution point, the third fork. And now when the third fork happens, again the same process. P remains as it is. Here is P, and P will create a new child which will be C4 now. It will C4. Same happens with C2. C2 remains as it is, and C2 will create a new child which will be C5. Okay, same goes for C1. C1 remains as it is. C1 creates a new child which will be C6, and same goes for C3. C3 remains as it is, okay, and gives a new child C7. And now all the 3 fork statements are executed. Okay, as we saw, let me use this. As we saw, all this was the first fork statement in the first iteration. Then we had second fork statement in the second iteration, and then in this third iteration we implemented the third fork statement. Now at the end of all the 3 fork statement execution, we have to find the number of child process created. So let me use a highlighter. This was the first child process that was created, C1. Then we created C2. Then we created C3. Then we created C4. Then we had C5. Then we had C6, and then we had C7. So as you can see in the tree here, in this fork tree, there are 7, C1 to C7. There are 7 child process which are created. So option will be option C, 7 child processes.